So Sherrone Moore, head football coach at University of Michigan, recently terminated because of an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. This is the first article I came across. OF model says fired Michigan coach Sherrone Moore slid into her DMs. Wasn't surprised. Moore was arrested Wednesday after being dismissed for an inappropriate relationship with a Michigan staffer. The Sherrone Moore saga continues, and an OF model claimed the fired Michigan head football coach slid into her direct messages after it was revealed Thursday he followed many other OF and IG models. Moore even once attended a party thrown by convicted music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. Dang. According to a post of Moore's on X. Moore was booked into jail Wednesday night after he was dismissed for allegedly having an inappropriate relationship with a staffer. I wasn't surprised. He was all in my DMs trying to risk it all with an OF model, fitness influencer, and only an OF model, Mia Sorority said, X. After the bombshell news Wednesday night, many went digging into more social media presence, and users on X started to find he was following many OF IG models and college women. Look at Sherrone Moore's following list on IG. One ex user tweeted, "The dude follows hundreds of college girls, OF models, and female reporters slash anchors. It's crazy and obvious the dude is a cheater." And another article, similar thing. He allegedly engaged in an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. Fired with cause by the university. Okay, so let's go to God's word. Let's see what the Bible has to say about things related to this. Okay, Proverbs 7, warning against the adulterous woman. My son, keep my words and store my commands within you. Keep my commands and you will live. Guard my teachings as the apple of your eye. Bind them on your fingers, write them on the tablet of your heart. Say to wisdom, you are my sister, and to insight, you are my relative. They will keep you from the adulterous woman, from the wayward woman with her seductive words. At the window of my house, I looked down through the lattice. I saw among the simple, I noticed among the young men, a youth who had no sense. He was going down the street near her corner, walking along in the direction of her house at twilight as the day was fading, as the dark of night set in. Then out came a woman to meet him, dressed like a prostitute and with crafty intent. She is unruly and defiant. Her feet never stay at home. Now in the street, now in the squares, at every corner she lurks. She took hold of him and kissed him, and with a brazen face she said, "Today I fulfilled my vows, and I have food from my fellowship offering at home. So I came out to meet you. I looked for you and have found you. I have covered my bed with colored linens from Egypt. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let's drink deeply of love till morning. Let's enjoy ourselves with love. My husband is not at home. He has gone on a long journey. He took his purse filled with money and will not be home till full moon." With persuasive words, she led him astray. She seduced him with her smooth talk. All at once he followed her like an ox going to the slaughter, like a deer stepping into a noose, till an arrow pierces his liver, like a bird darting into a snare, little knowing it will cost him his life. Now then, my sons, listen to me. Pay attention to what I say. Do not let your heart turn to her ways or stray into her paths. Many are the victims she has brought down. Her slain are a mighty throng. Her house is a highway to the grave, leading down to the chambers of death. Okay, a lot to say. So it's very easy to look at these situations, right? It's very easy to look at these situations and to point fingers and to comment and to ridicule. First off, prayers for the women that were affected. I think there was some accusations of, I'm thinking SA, but I'm not positive on that. I think I saw some allegations of that. So first off, prayers out to the women that were affected if that did actually happen. Secondly, right, it's like I said, it's very easy to look from the outside and point fingers and to look at a situation like that and think, how could that happen to him? How could he be so stupid? How could he be so dumb? We really need to look at, as men, we really need to look at these situations and look inward, especially as men of God, especially as Christian men. To think that we are exempt from things like this happening to us is incredibly foolish, right? So the first thing, right, we saw on his in the first article that I read, his social media was just full of nonsense, right? That people don't realize that that lust and affairs and all these other things, they don't just happen on their own. They don't just wake up out of nowhere. No one just gets up and decides to have an affair. No one just gets up and decides to watch corn. Nobody just gets up one day and decides to engage in lust, right? It's little habits. It's little things that you do every single day that determine what your life will look like, right? So instead of looking at this and saying, how could he be so stupid? How could he be so dumb? Look at your social media page. What does your social media page look like? What does your IG Explore page look like? What does your TikTok For You page look like? Right? Is it full of nonsense? Right? Is it full of just stuff that you know you should not be looking at? And it's like, oh, it's harmless. I'm not doing anything. I'm not paying for any subscriptions. But listen, I'm telling you, those quote unquote little things you let slide can lead to a path like this, like where we see a a man who, at the height of his career, has a family, is losing it all. Right? I always say to myself, let life be a cautionary tale. Right? And this is not the first time we've seen this. I mean, we see it in the Bible. We see it in today's society. Lust will make a man fall all the time. It's not something we can just play with. We can't play around with this stuff. Okay, right? And so let life be a cautionary tale. Especially for me, when I see someone who's got a family at the height of their career, a black man, it really makes me look inward, right, instead of outward, and say, what can I do so that I don't even get close to something like this? And that's what we as Christian men need to be doing. We really need to be saying to ourselves, what can I do so I'm never put in this type of situation? So what is your social media look like? What are your daily habits looking like? A lot of people will say, "Oh, I just can't get over this lust thing. I keep going back to corn. I keep going." What does your day look like? Right? Like, are you participating in activities that keep you busy, things that are actually building you up, right? Like, if your schedule is just full of idleness and you don't got a lot going on, of course you're gonna resort to that stuff, right? You have nothing to put your time towards, and all that built up testosterone as young men, you need to put it towards something. That's why I'm such a huge advocate of young men going to the gym, getting a good workout routine, because you need that. You need to put all that pent up testosterone needs to go somewhere, right? Why not put it towards building muscle, building your body, and getting in good shape, and then as a byproduct, attracting the kind of woman that you want to be with, right? Instead of looking at images of them on screens. You feel me? Like, let's actually put our time towards something that'll get us what we want, and not get a facade of what we want through a screen, right? So that's all I really gotta say is let life be a cautionary tale. And lastly, what are you willing to do to fight lust? What are you willing to do? Right? Are you, because it is a fight, right? The Bible says flee sexual immorality. Are you willing to do whatever it takes, right? If you are going to a gym and you are struggling looking at different women in their gym clothes, are you willing to change gyms? Like, are you willing to go to those extremes, right? I'm not saying everybody needs to switch gyms or whatever, right? It may not be an issue for you, but if you got to be honest with yourself and say, hey, this is an issue for me, and I gotta make a change, because I'm not even trying to get close to something like this. You feel me? So if you feel like you need to switch gyms because, hey man, I just been seeing too many women around, and it's making me feel some sort of way. Maybe I got to go to an all guys gym, maybe a more private gym if I can afford it, right? And I know it's not always a practical thing, right? Like, money is involved, but are you willing to go to those lengths, right? To It's a fight, y'all, and I don't think a lot of people are really serious about this fight, and I think that concerns me, because it can lead to things like this. I mean, dude has a family, a wife, daughters. I mean, this affects so many people, right? And so I think you need to really take an inward look and say, what am I doing so that I can get far away from this? Am I fighting? Am I really, really fighting? Right? Am I just sort of saying, God help me with lust, God help me with corn, God help me with all this other stuff I'm dealing with? No, no. Like, pray for sure, but it's time to fight, right? It's really time to lock in and say, you know what, I'm going to the gym 5 days a week. I'm meeting up with my guy friends and we're hanging out. So I'm not just like idle all the time. You feel me? You it's a fight, y'all. Let's take it seriously. How are your boundaries with people of the opposite sex? Right? Are you putting walls up? Are you putting guards up? Right? And people might look at me and say, and they do this, and currently they do this, right? Oh, Kwame, you're doing too much. Chill, chill, chill. Listen, I'm not married yet. When it comes to my future wife and children, I will risk it all. I'll do anything it takes to make sure I don't lose that. Okay, I will put everything. I'll lose it all. I will lose it all. I don't care my quote unquote freedom, my privileges, whatever. I will put it all on the line. I will sacrifice it all for the sake of my future wife and children. I'm not playing around, and I think that's the attitude that men need to have. Right? Don't worry about doing too much or it's not that big of a deal. It is that big of a deal. This lust thing is not something you play around with. All right.